read the picture off a cheap hologram bookmark. It was one of the first times I tried hard to draw clear glass. When I look at my drawing now, I can see a lot of the mistakes I made in getting their reflections and distortions right. The pillars look bent just because I didn't know how to do perspective well yet. We were all surprised when the vuvv landed the first time. They'd been watching us since the 1940s, and we'd seen them occasionally, but we had all imagined them differently. They weren't slender and delicate, and they weren't humanoid at all. They looked more like granite coffee tables, squat, wide, and rocky. We were just glad they weren't invading. We couldn't believe our luck when they offered us their tech and invited us to be part of their interspecies co-prosperity alliance. They announced that they could end all work forever and cure all disease, so of course the leaders of the world all rushed to sign up. For a year or so after the first landing, one of their ships hovered above Wrigley Field to mark the spot where they first greeted us. Now the ship's gone and there are luxury condos floating there instead. Everyone complains because they block the sun, which was supposed to fall on the glass columns of the vuvv first landing monument. A few years ago, some guy in cargo pants was caught tipping over one of the monument's pillars. At first, everyone thought he was doing it as an anti-vuvv protest. Later, it turned out he was just a douche. My house in summer, a 70s suburban. Our house is half gray shingles and half brown painted panels. The shingles look okay, but all the brown panels look like hell. The paint is cracked and flaking off in long strips. What kind of dipshit would design a house half shingled and half painted? It looks confusing and it weathers unevenly. My mom growls, "You say you want to be a painter someday. Why don't you repaint it? Pick up a brush and repaint it." I could, but I'm not that kind of painter. "No, you're the irritating kind. Couldn't you be useful? You wouldn't have to repaint the shingles. You'd only have to repaint the, painted parts." I offer helpfully. I've done landscape paintings of the house. I sat out there with my easel and did a whole series. I think of them not as architectural drawings, but as studies of light on uneven surfaces. My mother closes her eyes. "You're not doing much to keep hope alive, Adam." Mr. Riley liked them. I discovered that by painting the house face on, instead of at an angle, I can create this really cool feeling of desolation and vacancy. Did you include the piles of bullshit you heap in every direction? My mother and I blow each other kisses and go our separate ways. Now that I am bringing in a lot of the family's money, my mom can't really complain. We also bring in a little money by having Chloe's family living in the downstairs. Chloe's older brother works part-time at the vuvv energy rendering facility. During the days, her dad sits in the backyard, throwing my old Nerf basketball into the plastic hoop. Just like my mother, he's out of work. In the fall, he raked for us. My mom tries to be very upbeat about her job search. "The important thing is to have hope," she tells my little sister and me. Up until the vuvv came, she was a bank teller. Since she lost her job there, she's only worked for a month or a few weeks at a time. She worked at a grocery store, restocking the Lays. She cleaned houses with a friend of hers until her friend's list of clients shrank and there was no work left. "You know the great thing about the job market right now?" she tells my sister and me. "Flexibility. Everything is really flexible. You have to be willing to change like that." She slaps one palm off the other like it's a skipping rock. "This is a great time for entrepreneurs." She spends the day emailing people resumes. That doesn't take too long, so she spends the rest of the time pacing in circles, waiting for bosses to get back to her. You can tell she paces because the nap of the living room rug runs backward in an oval, picking its way around the convertible sofa. A food cart in front of a strip mall, a line of customers. I did a sketch of a food cart where my mother was applying for a shift. She was waiting to talk to the cart's manager. I remember she jangled her keys up and down in rhythm while I drew the line of customers. "This'll be great," she said. "Restaurant jobs are hard to come by nowadays. No one's going out to eat anymore, but I have a good feeling about this." She pointed her keys at Heather's bucket of broth. "Everyone can afford a cup of chicken stock. This place is going to stick around. The line's a good sign. It's around the block. I think I have like a 60-40 chance of getting the job. Maybe 65-35. I asked, "How much an hour?"